Ian Garry fighting at UFC 276 in Vegas.
Yes, sir.
We're here. This is where you wanted to be. How's your fight week going in Vegas?
Absolutely awesome. We landed yesterday morning, checked in, done everything we needed to do. Obviously, doing the rounds today of the media obligations, but it's awesome. I get to live out the dream this week. I hired a house, so we're staying in the future crib. So me, my family, my friends, anyone who's coming, we're all going to stay there, meet up there. We got fucking mats to train on, and it's just like the ease. It's like I love hotels, right? But there's a different energy in like being able to get down and cook your own food and like eat out of a fridge and not kind of have to walk down the hall to heat up your food in the microwave. And it's just like, it's peaceful, it's calm, but it's also fucking happy and energetic. And it's like, it's a dream I've wanted for a long time, is to bring my friends and like kind of make that circle and like have everyone in the same roof and like just be excited by that energy and that fucking fight week. So yeah, it's cool.
And this might be obvious because it's known as the fight capital of the world, right? But why Vegas? Like, why is it so important to you?
I think just when I was growing up and obviously I was watching Conor, it was like Vegas was always the kind of the hot spot. Like obviously Madison Square Garden is historical for me. Like, and being able to make my debut there, like there's not many fighters in the world that'll be able to say that, but Vegas is just cool. Like there's a lot. Vegas is just awesome. Do you know what I mean? I got married here. I want to fight here. It's like I'm getting that now. It's like, it's everything I've wanted. It's just this. It's the bright lights. I did like the brighter lights, the bigger I shine and everything like that. And it's just like the bigger the card, everything. It's like it doesn't really get bigger than International Fight Week.
I remember when Conor was coming up, there were a lot of Irish fans coming over for all of those fights. Were you ever even close or like in a position where you could have made that trip?
No, I was so young. I think I was like 15, 16 when Conor was on the rise.
Yeah.
And now it's only me and him. We're the only UFC fighters from Ireland on the roster. So it's like, that's pretty cool to beat the guy that's here. But no, I never went. My first UFC event was MSG.
Yeah.
When I fought, my first experience of a UFC event was stepping into the octagon at a sold out MSG going, wow, this is fucking awesome.
Yeah.
So that was cool.
Well, I wasn't sure if there would ever just be like an instance of like, you know, little Ian Garry was asking for Christmas, like a trip to Vegas,
yeah,
and a pair of tickets to Conor McGregor fight or something.
No. There was a UFC Dublin, and I remember that got sold out in like a heartbeat. And it was like no one really went to it. Like you had to get tickets. Like everyone was trying to go to it. But my favorite part about fights is like it's not necessarily like, obviously I love going to fights. Like I love being at the kind of at the event at the venue, like feeling the energy from the crowd. But I also love sitting on a couch with my mates, eating pizza and watching the fights. Like that's what I've done. That's like my thoughts of UFC is going to someone's house, ordering a pizza, getting some sweets, getting some popcorn, sitting back, watching it, and just going, oh, that was sick, and just enjoying it. So that's my favorite part.
You know, something that like young fighters go through when they get into the UFC is they start to gain that notoriety and they have more interactions with the fans, you know, and you had a big win in Madison Square Garden, and then you had a fight that maybe people thought you should have done more in your sophomore
I thought
appearance.
I should have done more in that. It wasn't my fault. Well, I didn't park the bus, he did. It was like, yeah, you're right. Do you know what I mean? Like, I wasn't happy with that performance. I wasn't satisfied by it. Obviously, I won. I was happy with my like display of the skill set. Like I feel like I done everything right. I felt obviously like there's never a fight that I'm ever going to feel like I couldn't do more. There's that, no matter what, you'll always feel like that. But I wasn't satisfied with it. I felt like I wanted him to bring more aggression or him to do more. And I'm excited to fight Gabe because I think Gabe is confident enough to do that, and it's going to be fun. Do you know what I mean? I enjoy a fight. I enjoy that. And I'm just excited to get in there and show that now.
Did you get criticism from fans? And if you did, like that's something that like fighters have to kind of deal with sometimes, right? What was your reaction to it if you did?
I couldn't give a flying about anyone's opinion on anything that I do unless you are in my close circle in regards to like family, friends, or just someone whose opinion I actually value. Not saying that like you guys, for example, wouldn't be it, but like just like unless I see you on a daily, weekly basis and you can actually have your criticism is to help me get better, then I couldn't give a what you have to say, because you don't know me, you don't know what my life is like, you don't know what I do on a daily basis, you don't know where I am, who I'm meeting, what I'm doing, whereas the people I surround myself do. And if Strout tells me to do something, if Henry tells me to do something, if my wife tells me to do something, or anyone, my nutritionist, anyone who is trying to help me and say, you're not doing this right, you need to do this better, then I go, all right, fair enough. Let's have that conversation. Let's speak about it. But somebody's going, this guy's not the next thing. Watch me prove you wrong. Watch me every time I fight, I get to go in there and prove that I'm right, that I am the best, that I am. I say this, the only person on this planet I need to be better than on fight night is the person who stood across the cage. I don't need to be compared against this fighter and this fighter and this fighter. Those fights will happen in time. Do you know what I mean? This is my third fight in the UFC we're going into, and people are talking about me fighting guys in the top 15. This guy will smoke him. He's nowhere near as good as this. Great, cool. Have that opinion. That's your opinion. Fine. I couldn't give a
Yeah.
But I'm not fighting him. I'm fighting Gabe Green on the weekend, and that's all that matters.
Yeah. And speaking of Gabe Green, you know, when the UFC is got some excitement, you know, when a young guy like you, it's not that you get to handpick your fights, but they kind of say like, hey, man, here's a list of guys you're thinking. Did you have any say in Gabe Green?
I have been sent 3 names, and I have signed 3 contracts.
Yeah.
That is it.
Yeah.
That's it. Sean Shelby, that's his job. Sean has emailed us with the only thing I've ever sent to the UFC in regards to like wanting something was after my last fight. I said to them, I'm not happy. I want to fight like straight away again. Let me know when I can get back in there. We'll be ready to make weight on 2 weeks. But ideally, I would like July 2nd if that's possible. And he went, fight card's full. Stay ready in case anything pops up. And then boom, he messaged me saying July 2nd. I was like, all right, sweet. Yeah. That's all I could do.
Yep. And you always say that, you know, you are young. Your progression is what's most important.
Yeah.
You say you like to be a new version of Ian Garry every single time you come in. That last fight was only 3 months ago. Was that enough time to be a completely new version of Ian Garry?
Yeah, because it doesn't take a lot to learn. It's not your... When I say I want to be I want to grow, I want to learn, like, it's not the big things. It's the little things, like that change a fight. Like, it might be it's just like forward pressure, footwork, the way you move your feet. My strength and conditioning. I spoke to my strength and conditioning coach, was in the audience after my fight with Darian. I sat there and said, we need to push more cardio. And he was like, huh? He was like, you look fresh. I was like, I was fresh, but we need to do more. I'm like, why? I was like, because I want to do more. And he's like, all right. So we do more cardio for the fights. I was like, we don't need to get bigger. We need to get bitter and faster. Like, that's my goal. So he changed that. I've gone plant-based now to kind of help my diet and just be as healthy as I possibly can be to give myself the best possible opportunity. Whatever people's opinions are, I couldn't give a fuck. That's what I'm doing, and I'm going to show it works. But yeah, it's simple things. I'm surrounding myself with amazing coaches and amazing teammates that help me, and it only takes one session with someone to point out something that's right or something that's wrong, and you can make it better. That's all it is. And this fight, I want to just come in there and showcase. 3 months is a long time. Do you know what I mean? It's 12 weeks. A lot could have happened in those 12 weeks. You know what I mean? You could have died in those 12 weeks. So yeah, we just get to go in here and put on a show and show off what I've learned in those 12 weeks.
Yeah. Let me ask you one more thing. This might sound like it's a little out of left field, but you've always said that you want to fight on the same card as Conor McGregor, which I think would be fantastic,
awesome,
amazing,
yes.
Right? And we are, like, in this sport, seems like on a weekly basis talking about who he should fight when he comes back.
Yes.
As his fan and someone who might fight on his card someday, who would Ian Garry like to see Conor McGregor fight in the main event of a main card that he is also on? I
like that question. Obviously, everyone and their dog is calling out Conor because they all want Red Panty Night. Everyone. There's a lot of good fights. A lot of good fights. If you're asking me as a fight fan and something I'd love to see,
yep.
I'm going to take it a different direction. I'd like to see him fight Max.
Oh.
Awesome fight. I think Max has never been in a boring fight. He's a phenomenal boxer. He's got great cardio. They've fought before, so there's a backstory behind it. And when was the last time they fought? 2013? Yeah, nearly 10 years ago. I'd like that. I think that would be cool. Obviously, the weight might be an issue now. I don't think Conor is fighting at. I think he wants to fight at 170. I don't know. I know Chandler called him out. I'm kind of hoping that fight doesn't happen because there's no way I'll be able to walk into Sanford MMA and not say my boy's gonna you up. There's no way. Or just to wind them up, I'd have to do it. But for Mike's sake, I hope he gets that fight. I think that's a fun fight for him, and he's in it for enjoyment as well. So, For me as a fight fan, I'd like Max Holloway. I think that'd be fun.
I love it. Conor versus Max 2 with Ian Garry on the undercard.
100%, yeah. Vegas, wherever it may be, Dublin, Croke Park, we'll do anywhere in the world.
Absolutely, man. Well, always looking forward to seeing you fight. Best of luck on Saturday.
Appreciate it, man. Thank you so much.
Thank you for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.